Hi, Steve Cass here. I've been watching some of Jordan Peterson's biblical lecture series on his YouTube channel, Jordan B Peterson. And he's looking at Genesis, but he's looking at a lot of these old biblical stories from a psychological and mystical perspective. It's not sort of overtly religious, although it is religious to some extent. But if you're not religious, you will still get an awful lot out of them. That's what I think they'll try to say. But he was talking about various things, and it made me start to think. And I wrote this quick vlog, which I thought I'd share with you. Your fellow human beings, our fellow human beings, are not slaves. I think we can all agree that in principle that's right. In fact, it's an insult, isn't it, to tell someone that they aren't responsible for their choices and actions, that they are in fact a slave. Legally, you have to argue some kind of mental incapacity for it to be accepted that people are not responsible for their choices and actions. But outside the law, it's part of the respect that you give to another human being that they aren't a slave, that they do have autonomy over their choices and actions, and by extension over their life. It's our ability to think, to reason, and to make our own choices based on moral and ethical judgment that distinguishes us from all other animals. But you can't have it both ways. You can't insist when it suits you that you are treated as a fully autonomous individual capable of making reasoned, intelligent choices, an individual in charge of their own mind, of their own choices, of their own actions, of their own life, but then when it suits you, say that it's fine for other people or the state to tell you what you can and can't think, what you can and can't say, what you can and can't do. No one could live this hypocritical double standard for long and still look themselves in the eye, not if they have any decency or self-respect. So I can only conclude that too many of us get around the double standards and hypocrisy by never looking ourselves in the eye. It's easier, isn't it? More expedient never to think about these things, to allow our gut reactions, our emotions, to decide what we say and what we think. But that's stupid, and I'm afraid it's cowardly. And our society would be a lot better in every way if we were all prepared to stand back and look at ourselves in the eye and acknowledge our hypocrisies and our double standards and change our lives accordingly. To take personal, full and honest responsibility for how we lead our lives. To stop blaming others for our poor choices, to stop expecting others, in the guise of the state usually, to sort our failures out for us, to decide that if we want to improve our lives, I am going to make it happen, because I'm not a slave. I am in charge of my life and my actions. I will take that responsibility, because once I secede that responsibility to the state, well, I may as well be a slave, even if I kid myself that I'm not and that it's all okay. Read Aldous Huxley's Brave New World. They all thought everything was fine and that they weren't slaves too. They thought wrong. And so do we. Thanks for watching.